just like with the amount of shit that's been going on, it's
heavy.
like
that's because the fucking media tries to make everybody sad all the time.
I know, and it's
That
like
they do,
bro.
And I see it happen to everybody all the time. Like, I'm like, dude, what's wrong? And they're like, nothing. And I'm like, you've been watching the news again? Because you look devastated as shit.
I mean,
Like,
have you seen Jesse Waters? Okay.
No, I haven't.
No.
I don't know what anything is. I don't know. I don't know who got shot, who didn't, who tried to shoot who. I don't know anything.
All I know is that a man in a pink t-shirt had a gun and he went pew pew in a golf course. And I will say he did look quite fabulous on that day. I mean, you know, with him getting arrested and like he had his shirt up. Like, I'm not trying to tease, but I'm just saying, for a middle-aged man,
he's your type?
Oh hell nah! I like a man that doesn't get himself arrested.
Yeah,
I think that is a red flag. If person you like is getting arrested, is he cute enough to keep?
It depends on what it is. If they got if they got arrested for like possession,
manslaughter,
that's not good.
That's really not good.
Yeah, unless they're like Jack Reacher, then that's cool.
Charged in battery?
That's not good.
No.
Breaking and entering?
If they had a good motive?
That one I'm like, there was like a question? It's like, breaking and entering?
Yeah, like, why did you break and why did you enter?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think of
I just pulled
like,
a Camilla. Yeah.
Charges.
A lot of chargers. And the coconut from the tree. Oh, God. Can we get her on the podcast? Because that would be...
I don't know. Why do I feel like that bitch has never worked a day in her life?
She probably sucked a lot in her life, but like a lot. She's probably sucked a lot of cocks to get where she's gotten. Let me be honest, like there's been a lot of women that have done that to get where they are, and to each their own. You know,
our governor. That's what I heard about her. Big cocksucker.
Yeah, she seems like she has the mouth for it, to be honest.
There's nothing wrong with sucking cock, but...
No. But she has, like, you know, the jaw structure and lip diameter.
You don't have to have... Yeah. But I feel like... I've never...
I'm dying here.
Always for love, never for money was my... Always for love, never for money. You know?
I always thought of it as being the opposite. Always for money, never for love. Because, hey, bring in that $500,000. Just bring in that $500,000 check.
What are you talking about?
Oh, I'm talking about, you know, arranged marriages, so you can get like, you know, like the $1 million from like, you know, the
that
insurance
sounds
policy.
Terrible though. Like, what is
a few years? Just a few years.
No, it's not. You're stuck with that person. Like,
you're gonna have like rules and boundaries, and be like, I will not have I will not have any relations with you.
No,
I will have relations with other people.
You still don't get to like fully live your life. Like, you're technically married to somebody.
But you own a Porsche.
No. Always for love, never for money. And so, like, even though, like, she's not directly being paid for the cocksucking, it is overall kind of for money, is what I'm getting at, is that it's for her career. So it's a money thing.
Yeah.
It might be a power thing, but yeah.
Or a power bottom.
She's a fake bitch. A fake cunt. I said it.
Multiple. She probably has multiple fake.
She's not president yet.
I like to I like I like to label myself as a libertarian in the most truest sense and form. Where I love SNL, and I have been enjoying this presidential campaign. To me, it's the best SNL skit ever. Ever. It's just so fun. Every week is something new and exciting, and something you can cry about, something you can laugh about, and it's fun. Like, I'm not trying to take something that's serious and like laugh about it, but to me it's fun.
I haven't
I
seen any of it. I used to always watch the SNL stuff, but I haven't watched
Honey,
any of it.
this feels like an SNL skit, word for word. Like it's just
What does?
this whole, whatever you want to call it, campaign, mischigas, craziness. Lord have mercy. But I feel like they do this every single like go around. Every single time they get into the ring, they're just like, "All right, batter up. Let's do this again." And it's like, hey, the only thing I can do is just kind of sit there, itching my balls, and watching the screen half awake, obviously using half of my brain, and just laugh because it's fun. It's fun, Carissa.
I don't know.
It's exciting. It's magical.
It's awful. It is different.
Yeah.
Different than usual. Like, I will say, like, the world has figured out how to surprise me again. Like, but I always knew from the moment they pulled Camilla out of their assholes 4 years ago that they had plans for her. Like, I just knew it. Like, I was like, that part is it. Why are they dragging her along, Like, I knew they were up to something. They've been having her in their back pocket for a minute,
It's strange because I've said this before, like donkeys and elephants, right? That's kind of what you're dealing with. You're dealing with donkeys and elephants. You're not dealing with like liberals and Republicans. And I'll tell you right now, sometimes the coolest people you ever meet will be like a liberal southerner from Georgia, or some random ass like red-blooded conservative from Texas. It doesn't
love a
matter.
conservative Mexican. I'm like,
oh my god, they're so fun. They're so fun. I'm just like, that's what I'm saying is like, it doesn't matter if you're red or blue or like whatever side you're on. It's just, we're Americans and we're all immigrants in some shape or form. We're all weirdos in some shape or form. Like, we're bloody Americans, okay? Like, we come from a wild country. Wild. And we got to embrace that, we got to stop suppressing like this whole thing, like, no, you're red or blue. It's like, dude, we're all red and blue.
People need to be allowed to be different
And
like
listen.
Listening. Today I was like, I don't know, like, I was thinking about the sound of silence and like how it's so.
The song Sound of Silence?
Well, no, like the actual like silence.
Okay, like the literal sound of silence. Okay, I got you.
But yeah, the song is cool. But
which version? Disturbed or Simon and Garfunkel?
Simon and Garfunkel.
Okay, you're still on my good list.
Simon and Garfunkel for sure. And I feel like that might be like what made me think about like the phrase, and like the combination of words more than like.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
I just started thinking very deeply. I mean, it kind of seems like a lot of people are like kind of afraid of silence. But I need a good portion of it. Like a good portion of it. And then I was thinking about like how silence, is somewhat interchangeable with listening, or that, people can almost kind of like interpret them, in the same kind of way. Because like you do have to be silent in order to listen to somebody. And so they go like hand in hand to an extent. So I was just having all these like really deep kind of like thoughts about just this concept. And I was thinking like, man, there must be some reason why
There's
but I
always a
guess
reason.
I've found a lot of peace in my life in the last 2 months. I've found a lot of like peace. And it's almost like I want to deepen it, if that makes any sense. And so I guess I'm kind of like looking for ways to better like deepen my understanding of myself and deepen my inner peace, and I guess just like make changes that create a me that I like being around. I remember years ago I absolutely hated being around myself. Um Absolutely hated it. Like I hated like every day that it was me that I woke up with. Um Man, I don't know if anybody's ever felt that way, but like I look back on it and I'm just like, damn.
I
And it's a good thing that I put up with me. Like
yeah,
I think that's pretty cool.
I've been there
There's a
before.
cool when a suicidal person accepts the fact that they'll never kill themselves, it gets pretty exciting.
Yeah, it does.
Like you're like, I'm stuck with you.
Yeah,
Like,
you're
I have no
really stuck, and it's kind of like almost like
sticking it out with yourself. Yeah, but it's almost like what?
it's like a mind switch. Your mind kind of like takes almost like a rotation almost. Um, I mean, I've like talked to you about this before. Where I've had kind of this uncomfortability even with my own sexuality, and I'm go to school. I'm surrounded by men every single day. And
You have
it,
not talked to me about that.
yeah, no, and it's like it's a great experience for sure. Um it's hard, to levels and points where to kind of remember who you are as a person, but at the same time to be able to like embrace the things that you don't like, because that's the thing is there's always going to be things that we don't like about ourselves. That's like the whole idea of like where listening comes in. It's where you're realizing what you can and can't control, because there are things you can control, like life is going to be life, let's be real.
Yeah. I think like trying to have
We were not trying to go deep, but hey, this is
I mean
whoa.
I teach, and something that came out of my teachery mouth today was when I look at you and when I try to help you and when you come to me with your problems, I will approach everything that I handle with you with a positive mindset. Like I will always approach the way that I handle my situations with you with positivity. Like I will assume the most positive thing. And so I ask for the same. I ask that when you look at me as an instructor and when you think of what I want, and you think of who I am, that you assume positivity, like
Right.
I think all the time we assume the worst. Um, and it was just like, not in here. Um, because like I'm not going to do that towards you. And I think just when it comes to building relationships with other people. I see a lot of people, on dating apps or people trying to date, trying to build relationships, things like that. And I think a lot of stuff's approached with negativity. All of our fears, we put them into other people. Oh, this is what this person is thinking of me, And I think just that those negative thoughts about ourselves put into other people's minds by ourselves has got to be one of the most detrimental things ever. But the amount of confidence that it takes to not feel that way.
Being confident in your own skin, just like being able to realize that being vulnerable is not necessarily a bad thing. I very much have a hard time being able to open up, but I am definitely the type of person that I'm able to listen, which I think is like, it's not an easy quality. Sometimes trauma is kind of like the best tool for that, because you learn to listen. That's just like kind of a part. But
Well, I think that I put a lot of pressure on myself to say the right thing. And if I let myself be silent, then I am not putting all this pressure on myself to say the right thing at the right time. I don't know. It brings me back to like, didn't I tell you about that like weird hippie doctor dude, who like does these like energy like clearing things, and he like
honey, there's a lot of those, like a lot.
but there's one that I interacted with.
Okay, in California.
Yeah, his name is like Zahara or something.
Okay,
But he runs these like giant retreats, and I don't know if they're drinking ayahuasca or what the fuck's going on, but
probably. That's
everybody's
generally what these
really,
people are doing.
I don't know, but it's like he does these like crazy healing things. But I kind of feel like where the fuck was I going? I got really
I
trailed
have
off.
no idea. I mean, you were just like, "Hey, Dave, I know about this hippie doctor," and I was like, "Okay, I'm totally listening."
Well, okay, so he was making all these posts, not a whole lot, but like he made these posts about like silence, and I saw him like talk about it like in his video, and he was saying that like sometimes like our voices and like all the like frequencies and like everything that we stir up is kind of pulling away from what's like naturally happening. And so there's a lot, it's like it's almost like for your senses to like really like strengthen, for your senses to like get like stronger,
Mm-hmm.
you kind of like zone the stuff out, and you have this kind of like silence, and then all of a sudden your senses possibly become like a little bit like sharper.
I
If that
think
makes any sense.
I'm going to throw this idea out to you, and I was explaining this to somebody. The way to think about consciousness, which in many ways is what we call a soul, is the connection of how a motherboard and a logic board operate within a computer. The motherboard and logic board, they're two separate pieces, but they're connected by wires and pins. This idea opens up the idea of possibly where that is what keeps us on. And when you're able to hone in to that zone, you're able to transport yourself from the logic board to the motherboard. Make sense? You're able to like get your. I think like our level of like the darkness and the silence is beyond human comprehension. It's something that exists in that other part of consciousness.
Whatever the silence is, I haven't figured it out yet.
It's probably
And
from the other world, on the other side. Dum dum dum.
I don't know. I guess it's like super effing silent. I don't know. There's something there. And I mean, we've talked a lot about like sound, about sound waves. Um,
Well, I
a
told
lot.
you that with peyote, it really opened up my understanding of like sound waves, because I don't know what it is with peyote. It kind of like turns sound waves into third dimensional shapes. Like imagine you see sound waves 2D, so you just see the lines going up and down. Yeah, but imagine if you could see that 3 dimensions.
Mm-hmm.
There's a whole other side to the sound. You just see the 2 dimensions. When you see the 3 dimensions, you're like, whoa. There's a whole other, like, almost universe.
Well, yeah, and I really do feel like we have a whole lot of like study on like light and color.
And how it operates is fascinating.
And so we can see that, but we can only hear sound, and it's I don't think that. I mean, we've kind of done studies on like ear health, but I don't think there's any like real studies on like how the brain is like really interpreting these sounds. You know, they're doing comparisons between animal ears, interpretation ears, versus like humans and stuff. But I still feel like they're doing a lot of research. It's like a
There
little
was
less tapped into.
there was one I remember I was reading pertaining to, you know how you can sometimes hear something or smell something and then it'll remind you of a place or a memory.
Yeah.
So
Well, yeah. No, okay? I got something to say about that too. But go ahead.
yeah, so what the research was figuring out, we're comparing like with dogs, because dogs have this heightened amount of sense. But within humans, we have to use sometimes hearing and smell in order to get the same responses that dogs can do with just their smell receptors. So there was like the comparison on how like within humans, we're using multiple. They're only using one, which I thought was fascinating. Because dogs basically like they smell and hear with their nose.
Well, I think that our senses do all kinds of things that we're not really aware of, that we don't really understand,
Completely,
and
yeah.
that a lot of it is for survival. The thing that I know about our sense of smell is that with women, the area in the brain that stores memories with smell is close to the area that remembers locations. And that is because in the female mind, we were supposed to be made for foraging, and so we would look, we'd scavenge for berries and, vegetable type things, sprouts, seeds, different stuff like that. And the smells of things would get logged in our memories according to different locations. So, location and smell is correlated together for our survival in order for us to remember where we found food. And then it's like, nowadays we pick up a candle at a store and we have a memory of a place. And we have absolutely no idea why.
Isn't it similar in the male brain. I know that it's not technically the same location, but if I'm not mistaken, it is kind of in the same areas. I think it's,
Mm-hmm.
but it's one of those things where when you look at Darwin's evolution, because that's where we get that idea from. And believe it or not, you can apply God very much into evolution. This whole separation, I think, is complete stupidity. But
Yeah.
Anyway, within that, there's like these limitations, and those limitations are particularly when you're dealing with humans. The way evolution works is that as the DNA evolves, new, I think they're called hexes or whatever, are added on, and the ones that are like the alpha, those are the ones that last, those are the ones that survive. And it's interesting, like within humans, like what you were saying, like pertaining to females foraging, these are things that are still distinct to us now. These were the alpha genes that survived everything. They're the top of the top, and that's what makes up our DNA. I don't know, I find it like we are yet a complex thing within things.
Yeah. I thought
Gesundheit.
when I was I'm just like smoking my little heart out over here of
Yeah,
tobacco.
I have dead devil's lettuce, tobacco.
I wanted to say that, so the weird hippie doctor guy
Sahara.
who was talking about and I think he's great. So he's not a weird hippie doctor.
Is he from
guy.
India?
I don't think so. He might be from Egypt, possibly.
Oh, Egyptian. Okay.
Yeah.
I see you.
Very cool dude. Just drinks tequila. Just tequila. Just carries a flask of tequila. And he was like, "You want some?" I was like, "Yeah."
Was it good tequila at least?
Yes. I was like, "Oh my god, you get
Did he make the tequila himself?
I don't know, but I didn't question the flask. Like, I was like, "I will drink your tequila, sir." I don't know. The presence of this human being was just like impressive. Like, I was just like, I'm hanging out with this guy tonight.
You had a Beatles going to India experience.
Yeah, he was really, really cool. But I messaged him a couple weeks ago, and he didn't respond.
Wow, bastard!
I just wondered if like there was a part of me that I was like, is this that silence thing?
Sometimes they never message you back.
I saw that he was reading it, you know, and he read what I said, but then like he like didn't respond, and I was like, is this a lesson in silence? Like, why won't you respond to me? Like,
It's kind of weird because the days of just ghosting and flying are gone. You know, there was a time where before like the internet, you want to like get out of a relationship with somebody, you'd be like, yeah, like I gotta go. I'll call you later, buddy. Like I'll don't worry, I'll call you, and you never call them back. Like you never talk.
We should hang out sometime.
Yeah,
like that.
Yeah, that was not a thing you wanted to hear from somebody. Like you knew you're never gonna see this person ever again. Like they're gonna make sure to avoid you. But these days, like you can see if somebody read your message or not. Okay. And the thing about me, like, especially for me, because like I'm in school most of the day and I'm just like all over the place. I read messages and I don't respond for hours. Like hours. And I know like for some people they're like, oh, he didn't respond. Bastard. But
a lot of people just need to message me again. Like that's what is terrible. Like it's like, and I know like there's this thing of like, you know, like you shouldn't double message somebody, but a lot of the time it's like, you know, I saw it and I was like in the middle of something, and then they'll message me again and I'll be like, "Oh yeah." And then I'm like, "Hey, you know, like okay, finally like, you know, I was able to like pull my phone out and like actually like respond for a second." But like I don't know if anybody else feels this way, but sometimes I don't respond to people because I know that I don't have time to have an actual conversation. And I can't tell if that's because what I want is a moment to like actually go back and forth with somebody, but I know that I'm not going to get it. And so it almost kind of keeps me from like really like, like talking. Like I don't know, it sucks. Like in the morning I want to message Brett back, but like I know that like as soon as he says something to me, it's like I'm already out the door, driving because like I've got like 2 seconds, and so it was like I'd rather, like get back to him when I know that I can like talk for a second instead of like, oh yeah, I was, and then I'm off somewhere else. I don't know. It does
Yeah.
get, I never have time to like carry on a conversation, like,
I
which
I
is kind of
sometimes
hard.
I sometimes do like especially like when I'm in my car. The thing is like my car has a convertible top, and especially like if I'm on the highway, it's like almost impossible for me to hear somebody in my car. And like
Mhm.
I make it work, and it's just like me like screaming at my phone, or I'm like, "Hi, can you hear me? Hi, hello, hey."
I don't know. I haven't tried to use the like Bluetooth, like
You got a new
Apple on.
car. Was it white? Please tell me it was not a white car.
No, it's pink.
Pink? Is that
Well,
like a red color?
it's
It's like a red.
red.
It's like red. Okay.
Yeah.
Leather interior.
Yeah, it's black leather interior, heated
Clean.
seats, sunroof, clean car.
All-wheel drive.
Yeah. Yeah, should be really good for the winter. Should kick some Iowa winter ass, which is what we need to
Three-cylinder
do.
turbo.
It is the turbo, is true.
Turbo, but it's a three-cylinder.
You've seen
Inline.
it.
And it's a
I sent
CVT,
you I
which is
sent
a
you all the
continuous variable
info.
transmission.
I sent you all the info. Like you've
I
seen
did.
it. I've enjoyed it. I really like having a sunroof. I'll just
You
like
gotta pimp it out though, just a little bit.
what do I do to it?
Get car seat covers.
Oh, I like my seats,
I
but
know, but you definitely you can get like some really nice car seat covers. Oh, floor mats. Tell you to get some the weather mat floor mats.
any
It's a
other
must.
ideas?
Hmm?
Dad got me some cool floor mats.
There's like one from like weather, I think weatherproof or something. They're really good. Like they're the like rubber ones. Those are really great, so you're able to protect your carpet. Car seat covers, like you can find them everywhere. Like they even make leather ones that you can put on. It's just good to have, so like your leather seats don't ever like crack or break.
Right. I know. I want to take care of it. This should be my car for like 10 years or more.
And you should get a protector for the back seats for Louie, because if you're going to take Louie, or like you're going to need something to,
A
yeah,
car seat for him.
you do.
Like,
Oh my god, you have an
yeah.
actual car seat?
Well, yeah, I do. I have a dog car seat.
Isn't that the one that like you strap them in and they're like kind of like hanging from their legs?
No, I don't have that. This one's like a little like box and it comes up like on the front and back and it straps to like the headrest and down low and then it just hooks to to his harness, but it's not like an official like car seat, like it doesn't have any like safety aspects to it, but like it's just like a little like basically dog bed that is attached. Um but yeah, I don't really feel too safe having him in the car. Um
Yeah, he's a little crazy. Like,
yeah, I feel like he's going to like poke the seats, but like also like yeah, it would be cool to have a car cover for the back seat, but like I've never had him in the back seat. He's always like hung out in the front, but ever since I got the new car, I was like, damn, like I had him in the car one time and I was just like, damn, like
you
he's
should
going to
check
rip this
out
car up.
you should check out the car seat cover, it doesn't, it's not harmful to dogs, and it's actually quite comfortable. It like holds them up in an upright position, and I think you can find them on Amazon. But oh my god, I have a few things I have to fix in my car. Like I have to fix my convertible top and my brake calipers, and then I got to change fluids. I got some work that I got to do, but I have a pretty sweet ride. She does 85 smooth on the highway. Oh, it's beautiful. It's a V6, but it's just
See, okay, I sent you a picture of what the dog's car seat looks like,
oh
so
my
that
god,
you can.
that's adorable. But he's gonna get out of that, honey. You know that.
He does. He gets out of it all the time. Like I don't know what actually like.
There's the.
But I mean, like it doesn't really serve like any safety aspect, which like I don't know if people just if it's just not possible. Like you genuinely can't create something where a dog will safely ride in a seat. Maybe that's like actually just like it's not safe,
Oh my god. I saw it on.
I want to take my car camping, and I want to go on like a small road trip.
Like a small road trip?
Yeah, like drive somewhere cute.
I mean, there are plenty. Wait. Oh, I think
Are you looking at dog seats?
Yeah, I could have sworn. I think this is it. Let me see. Oh, I think this is it. Hold on. This is like in the UK, but I kind of like this. Yeah, to all listeners, we are currently looking up dog harnesses for cars. So like,
well, is that I don't know. It's like, well, is the harness,
it's attached to the seat. It would keep him in the seat. So like you can use that.
He would like flip shit. Like he'd be so pissed off that I'd have him stuck inside of there. But like,
there was one that I saw like from a Shark Tank that was like an actual, like you strap them in and they're hanging from their legs, but like it has like a little like
thing. You mean their legs are hanging out?
Yeah,
hanging from their legs sounds really bad.
I'm sorry, like I'm high, and I, like my anatomy understanding right now is like very low. To be very fair,
all of these pictures of all these dogs in these seats, like I've been looking at the dog seats for a while now, and then now I just realized all the dogs in all of the seats, and they're so freaking cute.
Yeah, and they're all the same dog. I don't know if you.
Meh.
Yeah, they're like literally all the same dog, or like the same kind of. Wow, there's a pug in like this.
Yeah,
there's a
the
little
Walmart one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cute.
Oh my god. Listen, I know that like pugs are a little bit hard to understand, but they are adorable.
Oh no, they're the cutest thing ever.
Oh my god. I do like Dachshunds. They're very cute too.
I always think it's so cute when people are like, what kind of dog is that? Like when they see my dog. I love that.
When they see my cat, they just knock on the door.
Yeah. So like if I got the kind of thing that you have there, yeah, I mean I should maybe do like a combination of both.
I think you could. I mean, if you can get like maybe possibly like a little bit of an extender, but it would keep him in the seat area and like the window area.
I guess it's just like if we did get in some type of accident, I wouldn't want him to like bounce like against anything hard. So like that's almost like I would like it if like the pillow or like dog seat kind of came up like around him a little bit, but like I haven't seen one that I feel would kind of like keep him like
I
contained a
know.
little bit, but
Yeah.
he doesn't go in the car very much. I never take him on the freeway, so we never pick up like speed very high, but as he's gotten older, I just worry more about having him in the car. But yeah, some like seat covers and like some new stuff, and I don't know. Did I just tell you I get the Sirius radio for like a whole year? It's fun. So
Yeah,
I get like all the radio channels and stuff.
you better like. Oh, and you also get Apple CarPlay.
I love that. It has been fun. I
Yeah.
text you from it. Like I'll be like, text David, and then I'll be like, what did David say? And then like it'll like tell me. It like reads your text out loud to me. I'm like, oh.
Does it have a wireless charger?
I haven't figured out the whole wireless charger thing. It does, like if I throw my phone down there, that's where it's supposed to charge, but like something about my case possibly makes
Yeah.
it not work,
Yeah.
or I don't know.
You don't
But
need a phone holder anymore.
yeah, my dad always says that, but I still just feel so normal. But he was like, but your phone is like on this screen. And I was like,
I could just imagine your dad just being like, honey, you should know this. Like, you're younger than me.
He was like, you don't need your phone because it's on the screen.
I actually need my phone because, like, my car just has a radio. There's no Bluetooth. I have a plug-in to get the Bluetooth.
But it would be hard to go back. Like, it would.
I love it. Like, my car is so analog. That's what I love about it,
Yeah, I do like that. Like,
less things to break. I think we should wrap this up.
It's been good. It's been a good episode.
Oh yeah, even up till the end, you learn something about dog, harness, car seat. I don't know.
You guys, if you're a listener of this, you know I love my dog.
Yeah, he is the star of the show, even though he's not here right now. Where is Louie?
Louie is just hanging out with his grandma, my mom. He's hanging out with her. They spend a lot of time together. Like, if I ever move out, I'll have to like bring him back so that he can like hang out with her, or like, man, I just don't know how I'm gonna separate them.
It's gonna be hard.
Bonded over the past year. I'm a little yeah, but she's retired, so she gets to take him on walks.
He probably loves it. He's like, it's like it's the kind of thing, and also like, I don't know, like my cat particularly, because I'm like not home a lot, but she started building a bond with my mom, and it's like really cute. Like she like waits for my mom. She goes on her lap, she goes on her bed, and it's kind of great because like she has somebody there for her the whole day.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I'm not
I know.
there.
I didn't want Louie to be alone, so like
it's good for them too, because like we both have a little animals that they're attention hoarders. Okay, Louie and Twix are both attention. They love.
Yeah, but Louie deserves every bit of attention that goes his way. Like,
oh, for sure. But with attention hoarder put in mind, you should listen for Carissa, because she's on Instagram at American Groove Pod. And if you want to check out more of the podcast, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at Lost in the Groove Pod. Wow. Just wow. That's all I have
know. It's a full moon.
It's a full moon tonight. Blah, blah, blah. Wrong creature.
I told you it was full
Werewolves.
moon werewolf, not
Werewolf
a vampire.
vampires. Vampire werewolves.
I don't know.
Gay vampire werewolves.
Ooh, yeah.
I'm onto something. All right,
God, I'm
motherfuckers.
old. One,
We're gonna
not
catch
enough Red Bull.
We're gonna catch you cocksuckers later. All right. Peace out.
Deuce.
Peace. Deuce. Are we still recording? Jesus.